I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar commenting. I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, whatever I guess I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right into it. So, today we gotta talk about Miss Lena Waithe, child. We gotta talk about Miss Lena, okay? Like in full, because I talked about her a little bit here and there when I was talking about Queen and Slim in my other videos about like police brutality films and all that. But now she needs a dedicated video because she has committed an atrocity, and we must discuss. We talked about the Tyler Perry, and we talked about Kenya Barris. So it's only right that we got to get to the third horseman of fuckery. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that that's the name, but it got to get there. It got to be called that because that's what it is. She's committed too many atrocities now. Not so many as the latter two, but just enough for me to talk about it in its own dedicated video. However, Lena gets a little bit more grace and space to me because one, she is a Black woman, and two, she is queer. And those are two things that are very rare in Hollywood, especially in terms of being, you know, writers and those type of jobs in Hollywood, right? That's just what it is. We definitely, like, as much as we don't really see Black actresses on the screen, and we don't see queer Black actresses on the screen, we definitely don't be seeing them behind the scenes either. So that is no small feat with Miss Lena, and she won an Emmy. Another small, not a thing that be happening for the Black girlies that often. So I'm gonna give her some grace, a little bit more than the other two, because they're men, and like, come on, like, And too many atrocities have occurred in Tyler's case for me to turn a blind eye to it. And Kenya done made 5 mixed dish shows. I can't turn a blind eye to that either. So here we are. So let's dive into it, shall we? So the reason why I'm making this video is because Lena recently made a movie called Beauty on Netflix. And I wasn't technically... When I saw the trailer for Beauty, I was vaguely intrigued because I saw a dark-skinned lead, and y'all know I'm a sucker for a dark-skinned lead, and that is one thing I will give Miss Lena, is that she is going to employ the dark-skinned girlies. So unlike some other people I have mentioned just earlier, at least she's keeping the dark-skinned girls employed. However, keeping them employed in garbage, I'm not a fan of. But let's go on, shall we? Spoilers, kind of, not really for Beauty. If you haven't watched it, if you don't want to know the spoilers, maybe don't watch. But the plot, if you've seen the trailer, you've pretty much seen the movie, to be honest. But Beauty is about a young girl growing up in the like 1980s, it looks like, who has dreams of being a singer, but she has one obstacle in her way, pretty much, and that is her super religious parents. She has a super strict father who has, you know, believes in her dream as a singer, but, you know, he wants to kind of her to do it on his terms. And then you have her mother, the wonderful Niecy Nash, who was also a good singer growing up and had promises of a big singing career, but she was swindled by the music industry, and it kind of has become bitter. And so she's very strict with Beauty and kind of her music career as well. The other thing about Beauty, she has 2 brothers. I think one is like a half brother, and the other one from like a previous marriage, and then the other one is her brother. I don't know how to describe it, but brother that has the same mom, same dad. And the father, who's played by, I think is John Carlo, right? He's a great actor. Love to see him in things. He just be giving it to the people. But he definitely treats the one that's the half son way worse than the other. They're, interestingly enough, named Cain and Abel, and they cannot stand each other. Mostly, I think, because of the treatment that the brother from the marriage and the one that's from the previous relationship, they're treated very differently, and I think that manifests into how they treat each other. That's kind of like irrelevant to the plot, honestly, but like, whatever. But she has these dreams. She wants to be a singer. She's kind of like at the process where she's about to sign the contract. She's kind of going back and forth and trying to determine what kind of singer she's going to be. She also has a very close friendship with her best friend. I do not remember the best friend's name at this point in time, but they're really close, and it's alluded that they're in a relationship, but it's never explicitly stated. They don't even kiss on screen at all. Just a lot of just sitting real close and gazing into each other's eyes and like innuendos, but never really has it ever been stated that they're together at all. And yeah, so she's kind of juggling what her parents want, what she wants for herself, her relationship, her budding career, all that stuff. And you kind of see right as she's like, she signs the contract, and like right when she's about to debut as a singer is where the movie kind of ends. So we don't know exactly what happens. So the biggest thing with this movie is that a lot of people are speculating that it's about Whitney Houston. The girl looks similar enough to Whitney Houston, especially her hairstyle. Her demeanor is not necessarily Whitney, but I guess kind of like she's kind of shy in public, but in private she could give you the sass, like whatever. And she's, like I said, a lot of the descriptor, you know, religious family, right? Because Sissy, you know, gospel singer. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's not explicitly stated because obviously the character's name is Beauty, not Whitney. But there are a lot of similarities that a lot of people can see that like is giving Whitney, especially the little lesbian, not lesbian relationship, because we all know that there's a lot of speculation surrounding Whitney and her relationship with her longtime friend, and I think manager at one point, right? Or assistant. Manager, assistant, Robin. But once again, it was never ever stated, and for what we know, Whitney has always been in relationships with men. But we don't know if she's bi, we don't know what's giving because she never said, and you know, obviously she's no longer with us for us to get the full story. So yeah, so it's giving Whitney Houston, essentially. It's like a loosey biographical, or very much pulled a lot of inspiration from Miss Whitney Houston's life, and the people are like, what the hell? And obviously this is lazy. And the other big thing about this movie is we never hear Beauty sing, not a note. The most you'll get singing wise from her is when she sung in the choir, but she didn't even sing like a solo. So we, for all we know, we don't know what Beauty voices sound like. We don't know what she sound like, and that's the thing that pissed me off probably the most. And I think I said that I think it's done on purpose, because if it is giving Whitney, that would be the dead giveaway. And she would be looking at a lawsuit, because that Houston estate is not playing games. But I just think it's lazy. I think there could have been a way to give this story, and especially if you wanted to pull from Whitney Houston, in a way that could have been clever and interesting, but it was just very lazy. Like, very lazy. The other thing about this movie has no plot, just like Queen and Slim. Like, the same type of, like, I don't know, like, stream of consciousness type writing is in here. Like, it's the things are happening, but you don't really know why they're happening, and you're kind of like, why do I care? Like, Beauty is not that interesting or endearing enough for me to care. Sorry. It's like I said before, you can have a movie with no plot, but you need to build the character up and set them up in such a way that I care about what's happening to them, even though things are happening, right? Like, things are not, like, she's not making them happen, they're happening to her. But like I said, I don't think she's that interesting for me to care. And I don't think that's a slight to the actress, because you're only as good as what you're given. And like I said, it's the same thing with Queen and Slim, and we know that Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Smith-Turner can act. So it's obviously not them. It's not them. It's the movie. So it's the same, like, we're following this journey, but we don't know where it's going, and we don't know why we're going, and we don't care. Like after what that, it was a very short, it was like an hour and a half. After that short, like, hour and a half, I was just like, what the hell was this? What was the point? What was the point? Like, this could have been a short film. Literally, the trailer could have been a movie. I'm telling you, that was literally the plot of the movie. You missed nothing. Then small details. Like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like, it was cute, but, like, I could have done without it. Could have went my whole life and not seen the movie, and that would have made a difference. Sorry. But yeah, but it just makes me think about Lena, and like I said, she just does these things where it just doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, Lena, I think, when it comes to the shy, That is her, and I've said it before, her best freaking work. I think The Chi is a great show. It does a lot of things that other shows do not do. Like, it, you know, a lesbian couple, two dark-skinned women. I said, dark-skinned women is in that cast. A lot of them. Like I'm saying, like I think the girl's name is Burgundy. I think she's so good in that, and I want to see her in more things. But yeah, like, I just think The Chi, especially that first season, but the seasons since have been pretty good. Some things that I'm like not too crazy about, but I think the show now has finally found its footing after that one dude from Straight Compton's name, whatever his name is, after he left the show, because I feel like in that first like season or two was built around him so heavily that when he left the show, especially with no type of real explanation or closure, the show kind of was weird. And now it's finally found its new like people to follow, which is those three boys, and I think that's cool because we seldomly see Black boyhood explored on a TV show, and especially in the ways in which it's being explored on The Chi. And we truly watch these characters grow up and become young men, and I think it's really refreshing to see. And like I said, queer characters, dark-skinned women, successful Black people, but not like leaning too much on like the Black excellence things that some of the newer age shows do. That's like kind of annoying. And the storytelling, the writing is pretty authentic. It doesn't feel too cringy. Like, it's interesting, it's compelling. So it's to say, that's what we're saying, that Lena is not not untalented. She's clearly has a certain like, her writing is not horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? She can make something worth watching. Even her Master of None episode that she won the Emmy for was a good episode. So, once again, and 20s is not unbearable. I already told y'all that my issue with 20s is just that it feels a lot of the writing, where The Chi, the writing feels authentic and it feels like things that people in real life would say. A lot of 20s does not feel that way. A lot of it feels like nobody talks like this in real life. So I don't know what the disconnect is there. I don't. And the same thing goes for Boomerang. Boomerang's a little bit more bearable to me, but it still falls flat in ways where, like, I just think that, like, some better writing or something could have made that. I think that show got canceled maybe because I haven't heard a lick about that show at all. But then again, I don't watch BET like that. But I don't see anybody talk about that. Like, at least even like Sisters, I be seeing people talk about that show. But I don't see anyone talk about Boomerang. Even, and I said, I don't see anyone talk about 20s like that, like, at all. So I could just imagine the people that ain't watching it too tough. Most I've seen is a couple of clips here and there on TikTok about it, but other than that, not too much on 20s. No. And you already know how I feel about Queen and Slim. It is an atrocity. I think it's literally the worst film I ever watched. And it was unnecessary. It was literally trauma porn for the sake of trauma porn. Like, the movie had no rhyme or reason to exist. None. Other than to make Black people triggered as hell. Because it's like, if the movie was to teach white people that, like, cops be ruining Black people's lives, they know that. If the movie was to teach that, I don't know, like, to teach that if you were to kill a cop, you would die, you know that's not. If it was to tell a love story, they'd failed miserably because these two characters barely had any chemistry, don't even feel like they really liked each other. They were just in a trauma bond and needed to survive. That's kind of what it was giving. That's it. Like, other than that, like, and once again, the two of them standalone characters were not compelling enough for me to care about their journey. I was just here because I'm already here and might as well just see how it ends. Like, that's what it is. But other than that, it didn't give. It did not give at all. So that's where we're at with it. And like I said, I already spoke about it in several videos at this point, but I hate that movie. I hate that movie. That movie triggered the hell out of me. Even knowing how the movie ended, I still was shaking in that movie. And no movie should do that. I don't care. Like, none. But yeah, so I just don't get it. I don't get her angle. And I want to root for Lena so bad. Like, I even still follow her on Instagram, child. Like, I wanted to win. I wanted to win because I said the potential is there. But, like, You gotta stop. Even when she helped produce that Them show, which was a clear knockoff of Us. Girl, what? What was that? What the hell was that? Like, you literally stole that man's whole flow and it didn't even do anything. Was it worth it? Like, I know she didn't write it, but I'm like, why would you fund that? You saw the script for that and said, yup, that sounds good. Let's ride off of Jordan Peele's coattails, but without nearly as much nuance and interesting, like, nuance and, like, I don't know, charm. Like, I don't know what did you think it was? Once again, it's some, I never watched it, but based on a lot of the reviews that I've read and seen in terms of like YouTube videos and stuff, it wasn't that good. Like, I knew that from the trailer though. Like, I just felt like you literally stole Jordan Peele's thing, bar for bar, word for word, and you guys thought we weren't gonna notice. Like, Us wasn't that long ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that like Jordan Peele now owns that genre of like thriller, horror, whatever you like, whatever genre that he has created now, like socio-political horror or thriller, but you gotta do it in a way that makes it yours, and that was clearly not that. Like I said, I know that she didn't write it, but why would you put your name on that? They set you up, girl. Period. I don't know. Like, I just don't know what Lena Waithe's angle is. Like I said, I think that she has some strokes of genius in her catalog, or her, whatever you want to call it, her filmography. But a lot of it has been duds. Like, The Chi is her saving grace, and I just think she should invest in that and use the things that make The Chi great in her other projects, and I feel like that would help her translate into better things and better projects with better reviews. Like I said, the way that Beauty made no noise in the hood, like I said, I completely forgot it existed, because I don't think nobody talked about it. Like, I think I seen maybe 1 to 2 TikTok videos, and people just basically saying how it is clearly a Whitney Huston like knockoff biopic. But this should not be your legacy, girl. Remember Legacy? Queen and Slam, and Legacy this and Legacy that. This should not be your legacy, girl, because you're talented. I want better for you. I do. I want my girl to win, because you know what I'm saying? I do, because I think it's there. I do. Just like I want Tyler Perry to win, and I want Candy Bears to win either. I get my notes about those videos, but all these people gonna do it? No, they don't know me. I'm just a girl sitting in my room making YouTube videos, talking my shit. But like, at the end of all of this, I want black folks to win. I do. Especially those in those creative fields, because like I said, black folks do not often get to make movies. And like I said, Lena has a lot of power. Like, you have projects on several networks: BET, Showtime, Netflix, Amazon Prime. These are several of like the biggest networks right now, right? BET, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot of people are giving you things clearly, so they want you to make stuff. So like, make stuff, but make it good, or at the very least make it decent. But the trauma porn gotta go. The trauma porn gotta go. The taking sound bites off of Twitter gotta go. And the hashtags and trying to steal the slang from the kids. Stop it. Bringing the cultural references and trying to think. Like, remember she did that little thing? I just remember this. Remember, it's like a thing for Amazon Prime about like little girls, but she named them all after like civil rights activists. The names, stop it. I hate it. Like, Cain and Abel. Like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Like, the names gotta go. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Find some other names. Stop it. Stop that. Like, the allegories and like, like the reading them thing when she talking about Queen and Slim, and it's like, this character's Malcolm X and this character's MLK and this. Shut up. Their route was the Underground Railroad. It was horrible. It was bad. It was bad, and no one was thinking about that because they were too busy being traumatized seeing these 2 kids, 2 black people getting shot the hell up, freaking Queen Latifah style and Cleo and Set It Off style, okay? And at least Cleo had some type of autonomy. She kind of got covered, you know, got protected by the car. These 2 were just out in the open, like, oh, nothing will ever get that image out of my head. Oh, I hate it. But Lena, girl, let's talk. Let's do better. I know you can. I do. But you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Please. But y'all let me know everything you guys think about Miss Lena Waithe, honey. Do you guys watch The Shy? Do you watch 20s? Have you watched Queen and Sim? Have you watched Beauty? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know all that good stuff down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.